This is the one that we have to watch because it's really bad right now for Chud the Stud. Him and his team, they're kind of screwed right now, and I think they got a lawyer who spoke on why he's screwed in this case. Said only 1 million. The reply, the reply, I'm so tired. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Yeah, and we are in a gambling epidemic. You could gamble about anything, yo. The call that I had with Chase, that's hilarious about people who gamble. I was actually in tears. But yeah, seeing all this going on with gambling and people going to jail for stupid, just know that this ain't the first and this ain't gonna be the last time you see somebody tweak out like this and do like this for views. You're gonna probably see more of it. But if you don't set any kind of boundaries and ground rules towards it, it's gonna get really bad for somebody. You'll fuck around and have somebody creepy streaming in front of elementary schools. I swear to God, I see that happening. I see a weird motherfucker trying to be edgy and trying to like stream near like elementary schools and like weirdo, and they'll get his ass out the paint. Weird.
Bad news for Chud. He's absolutely fried. 2 different defense attorneys have given their assessment on this Chud situation, and both have said his self-defense argument is not going to hold up well in court. And if that's not bad enough, this idiot that Chud has appointed as his official spokesperson while he's sitting in jail trying to get a bond, this idiot has decided it was wise, get this, to start a harassment campaign against a city official, an official city official. This idiot has asked Chud supporters to harass a city official who had negative comments to say about Chud. And he's doing this while Chud is trying to get his bond lowered, while Chud is trying to go to court to prove that he can be let back into society and he's not going to be a threat to anybody. Oh, nah. I'm kind of happy that Chud got these people in charge of his affairs because it makes our job a whole lot easier.
What
a city employee that Chud and his spokesperson has launched a harassment campaign against is Commissioner David W. Shelton, I should say. Now, they are harassing him because he posted this about Chud. Now, he goes, racism is evil. Racism is vile. Racism is utterly stupid. You will think there's not a human being alive who would disagree with this, but apparently Chud and his minions disagree with this. So he goes, the reason racism is so astronomically stupid is simple. As Illinois' governor said a few years ago, you can always tell an idiot by their cruelty. And cruelty is exactly what a coward like
who is this guy? He's
aka
he
Chud,
was a kick streamer.
Employs in his frequent attempts
that
to
was bugging the fuck out. What a
saying the most idiotic and racist things possible around black people. And yesterday, a fight broke out between the stupidest man in Clarksville and another man just outside the courthouse. Chud shot the man during the scuffle and ended up shooting himself in the process. The victim was life frightened and still fighting for his life. Last report I heard is that he is stable and I pray he recovers. Chud, though, now sits in the Montgomery County jail with multiple felony charges. Stupid, idiotic, racist, and none of this should have gotten to this point. Frankly, I am convinced we have been witnessing a mental collapse over the last few months as Chud. Well, hold on, bro. Let's
I don't want this. Yo, he's about to say it, but I want to just let y'all know. I pray to God they don't allow Chud to get evaluated, because the way he could get out of this situation is if he claims insanity and he pleads insanity. And do y'all understand what it means to plead insanity after you commit a crime, chat? Do y'all know what that is? My cousin, I think he didn't want to plead insanity or whatever, or he did to avoid jail time. But if he was to plead insanity, what happens is they would say that he wasn't in his mind or rightful mind or whatever to actually have self-control to do it, and it wasn't on him, and he's not a harm to society. He's only a harm to himself because of, he might have schizophrenia, some bull, and he could get out of jail for that. You know what I'm saying? One of the hardest things to do is win a case under pleading insanity. But here's the thing: maybe it's hard now, and I hope it is, because before it wasn't as hard, man. A lot of my patients used to be that they were criminals who got out of jail for it. Like a guy who stabbed up somebody with a machete when he was 16 years old. He was 30-something years old when I seen him in the hospital getting evaluated again, and he avoided jail time due to it. But here's the thing: you don't gotta be really crazy. My cousin avoided jail time. My other cousin passed away. He came from Virginia to New York with a pistol with an extended clip. They pleaded insanity. They knew his situation, but that lawyer, they had him plead insanity. They had him get evaluated, whatever. And I don't know how the they made it happen. And he avoided jail time. He only he had got probation. He got jail time for breaking probation, and in that situation where he cracked the bottle over somebody's head. Yeah, you don't gotta be that crazy, man. I worked in the hospital, man. You'd be surprised. Motherfuckers was doing that shit to avoid killing, bro. Yeah, you guess that's to a psych ward too. Yep. You said if they pull up his clips, yeah, no, if they pull up his clips, absolutely. He won't be able to get away with it. Yeah, the psych evaluations are probably more strict now. This was 2015 when I seen this happen. But also, it's probably gotten more strict, and I seen that a lot of people who are still fucked up in the head still get they still get like jail time to serve. But I've seen many cases. Oh yeah, I've seen it. I've seen many cases though. This white kid, man, he's two girls, and they didn't give him jail time. He pleaded to something, and he has to do 125 days community service. I don't know what state that's in. That's retarded. Dead ass. He sexually assaulted 2 girls, and one of which she was 16, and he was dating her. And he walked free. Fucking nuts.
Let's not do that. Oh, now I understand the good commissioner. I understand, right? You know, you an ally, but let's not start putting out mental health excuses out there. We don't want Chud to have any excuses for trial. We don't want for him to come to trial and say, "Yo, Honor, his mental health was suffering." Hold on, yeah. Bro. You an ally, so you get a pass. But let's not start throwing that out there now, bro. Let's not give him any wise ideas. They go. Chud grew more bold with each passing day, even leading to charges being filed in Nashville. But this is what racism does. It's a cancer. It eats away at the soul of a human to the point that they will do real harm to their fellow man just because they're different. It is as evil as it vile, and it's up to those of us that are white to say so. We have stopped coddling the notion that some people are inferior based on their melanin count. It's a lie. Chud's official spokesperson posted a mugshot from the city commissioner. Now, he was arrested for being held in contempt of court back in 2024. They posted a mugshot, and they're now alleging that he's 100% a pedo. 100%. Based off a mugshot for a contempt of court. You see how these people just...
Yo, what the fuck? Operation Free Dalton? Oh, he on his dick.
Lie so easily and effortlessly, right? Do you witness this? Now, he puts, "Let's start digging," calling out Chud's audience, Chud supporters, to start prying and digging into this dude's personal life and harassing him. They're even claiming victory in their harassment campaign. They posted, "We got the commissioner to turn off comments from factual posts calling him out politely. Fuck? He doesn't get to play victim. He looks like a bitch.
Yeah, can't you get sued for that?
His entire voting block saw it happen. Excellent work." They think this is gonna play out well for Chud. In fact, I'm not even giving them some good advice. Keep doing it and see how that plays out well for Chud. See how well this play out when Chud tries to get another bond, or when Chud tries to get his bill reduced. See how this play out. Harassing a city official on behalf of Chud.
He did it to a city official and put pedophile allegations on a city official?
Oh my! All these people can be this stupid. According to attorneys and people who actually know the law, he has a great deal to overcome to actually be found not guilty in this case.
Chud about to serve that time, boy.
Man. All right. So
when not absolutely suitable offense, that is fucking crazy. Not only that, he's a city official.
He gave his opinion on Chud and his possibility of beating this case. And he don't think it looks good for Chud. He actually thinks it looks pretty grim.
With the Montgomery County charges, he's facing up to 60 years behind bars just for the attempted homicide alone. Now, the other 3 charges can stack up, and those can add to potentially decades behind bars. The real thing that will get him is the mandatory minimum. If Chud the Builder is hit with all of those charges, he will absolutely be locked away for a very, very long time. Now,
wow,
let's look at the self-defense analysis, because this is the real debate. The real debate
he's
is,
fucked.
was this self-defense? Now, Tennessee has a stand your ground law.
Yep.
So in Tennessee, it requires 4 things: lawful presence, lawful conduct, reasonable belief of the need for force, proportionality, and no initial aggressor. So you have to have all of those things. And this is an affirmative defense. So if the prosecutors can actually knock out one of these elements, just one of these things, he's guilty, because you have to admit that you did it. You have to say, I shot the guy, but here's my defense. So if they knock out your defense, all you're left with is, I shot the guy. That's literally all that's left of that.
I don't know how he did it. Yeah. Them videos, the chimping out videos, right? When he's in front of them stores and he's telling all them peoples that's nothing but evidence. He was telling people for months that they were chimping out. You're going to get jail time. You're not going to get no bond after that. Your bond's going to be set astronomically high. And people are going to beat your motherfucking ass in jail. I said jail. You heard me, right? Then when you in prison, you better go bald. They're going to be gripping that little head, bro. They're going to be gripping that racist little bald head of yours. Sad, but we know what gang he will join. Here's the crazy thing. Yo, unlisted. So I was saying this the other day. You would think, okay, we know what side he's picking, but you want to know the honest truth? I'm not bigging up no Aryan brother. Fuck out of here. I'm not bigging up none of these fucking crazy wild groups. But I don't even think they operate in the sense that they want to look like idiots in the type of organization they hold themselves to. So like in jail, you know, it's politics, right? So they got to abide by they principles and they shit. You got a guy who's basically a wildfire. He's a wild card. That guy can expose shit within what they got going on, because as soon as they accept them and they shit, you realize that guy right here, he's bad for what we got going on, because the last thing, all these gangs and all these groups, they don't want to be called pedos. They don't want to look like they provoke people. They always try to look big, strong, and stern, but yes, they might have a crazy ass belief. The only group that's gonna accept them are the same groups that be in the pedophile section, or the ones that kill kids, moms, and weirdo shit. That they're all over there. Plus, I don't know if he'll be in a maximum, if he doesn't serve jail time, if he'll be in a maximum or minimum. But I don't even think them racist white motherfuckers is gonna be like, yo, be with us. We like what you did. Because in jail, everybody moves with their own weird ass version of integrity and shit like that. So, and I only said it because I got family who worked in Rikers and shit like that. And all the slow motherfuckers that be in there, like say if you got like a crackhead white dude that might be racist, they beat the shit out of him. They use the white dude that might be like a crackhead who might be racist. They use him as a pawn to send them to do shit, and he might end up getting killed behind it. And they like, oh, we don't give a fuck. He ain't really one of us. Like we look at us. Look at him. You know what I mean? Max, with this crime, it's a violent crime. You're right. You know what? You're right. Yeah, it's attempted murder. I keep forgetting. I'm going off of just the streams of him provoking. I forgot this motherfucker shot somebody, bro. No, you're right.
Analysis. So when you actually apply that.
Yeah, no, exactly, Justin. Not everybody who's white's going to just protect him, because they're also looking to try to get out. They're also looking for, because again, if it was like that, bro, there'll be wars right now in prisons where we would hear about it in the news where it's getting like kind of ridiculous. Yeah, there's a lot of shit that happens in prison, but this guy right here is just too wild.
Chud's case, there's some arguments pro and against Chud. First of all, he's in a public place where he had the right to be, so the lawful presence, lawful conduct, we're going to assume that it doesn't appear at the time Chud was committing a crime, although we'll have to see how the ultimate facts play out and all the reports happen. We also have claims from Chud's side that Joshua Fox actually punched first. And if you combine this with, once again, reports of him being the stalker, of him following him, etc., then you might say, okay, this is the person who provoked this, the person who started this. But that's not where the analysis ends. And you do have to look at the other elements, such as proportionality and reasonableness.
The racist supporters got pump faked in the first half. They was listening and they thought, okay, we finally found at least one attorney who can tell us that Chud's coming home. But if they kept on listening, then they would hear he actually said the opposite. He doesn't believe that Chud is going to win this case. for these two reasons.
There's no way he could win
now,
this case.
When you want to claim self-defense, you have to meet 4 burdens. And
Yeah, that is probably the smartest
but
case.
But the last 2 is where Chud fails. Proportionality and not the initial aggressor. Chud was the bigger guy. So if you got punched for agitating somebody, punch him back, right? Beat him up. Pulling out a gun and shooting at him.
And you're the one who started?
A lot of people around. That's not proportionality at all. 2, you cannot be the initial aggressor. Chud walked up to them. According to Chud confessed.
And he confessed.
Or laughing and pointing, and he walked up to them. He initiated the conflict. He called them the N-word with the hard R. So if Chud was the aggressor and the force was not proportioned, Chud is going to lose this case for a fact.
Yeah, he's done.
Right? Now, where Chud really
what kind of plea do he going to take? You think they're going to just let him take a plea?
Even if Chud gets the mandatory minimum, he's going to be in jail for a couple of decades.
And I think this is where you might have some trouble. Now, another factor is to argue the anti-Chud side, the arrest warrant, where we actually have the facts. And mind you, there were over 100 witnesses there that day. So there were many, many people watching this, observing this, and they were looking at this and saying, okay, what happened here? And getting that into the police report. So looking at what was actually written down.
What up, FOT Wayne? How you doing, Pa?
The bladed stance and reaching for the gun, that's going to be escalation under a stand your ground self-defense analysis. So that's not going to look good. Also, it generally does not look good when you have non-deadly force, a punch, versus deadly force of multiple shots. Now, before anybody gets out there and goes crazy, yes, punches can sometimes be something you respond to deadly force with. For example, if someone's punching you in the head, that can be treated as deadly force, and you can respond accordingly. However, in general, for example, if you're just getting body punched or
chilling, man.
Regular punch, typically a regular punch is something that you don't respond with a gun, and that's proportionality, right? So if your response is above the level where it should be, that's going to be failing a self-defense analysis. If someone punches you, typically you'd punch them back. That's a fist fight. You get in a fist fight. You're not drawing a
HB Mall. Thank you for the motherfucking raid, bro. I appreciate you, gang.
Wait, why now, the other thing is the bystanders, the bullets were ricocheting and going
thank you so much, man. God bless, brother. Hope you had an amazing stream.
Pulling out his gun and firing multiple shots at Joshua Fox, because they're going to look at that and they're going to say, is that a reasonable use of force? Did he use more force than was necessary in this scenario? The other factor, which I think is massive and I do think plays into the overall analysis, particularly reasonableness, is the fact that he was live streaming and that he had a documented history of confrontations. So he was live streaming to get the rage bait. That's why he exists on the internet. That's what he does.
He's fucked.
That's how he makes
his money. He's fucked.
Is by getting people to
I'm doing good though, Wayne,
and
man.
Because of that, you can see that when combined with the history, combined with other things he's done, as showing, hey, this guy was trying to provoke this, and this was the natural,
he's fucked.
Even reasonable, expected outcome.
If he takes a plea, how much do you think he's gonna get?
This is such common sense. This is like such a common sense way of putting it that I can't even begin to fathom why Chud supporters think that he's the victim. I don't even understand this. This is not a free speech issue. Of course it's not, right? No. This is an issue about agitating somebody, then pulling out a gun and shooting them when they respond to your agitation. This is what this is about. Now, imagine showing videos of Chud. Now, even if you want to say these are conservatives who are in Tennessee, they're about to put a bunch of conservatives on a jury. Imagine showing a bunch of conservatives, Chud, going around calling black people the N-word with the hard R, trying to initiate conflict, trying to start trouble, and then have them decide, hey, from this interaction where Chud called his black man the N-word outside of the courthouse and an altercation broke out and Chud shot him, you have to now make a judgment on whether or not Chud is the initial aggressor by making a judgment call on, do you believe that Chud's intention when walking up to that black man and calling him the N-word was to agitate him and start a conflict? What do you think they are about to decide? After they sit in court and see hours and hours and hours of footage of Chud going around antagonizing black folks, right, and then threatening to harm them and shoot them if they react. Imagine what they're about to, man, all right, man, bro, he cooked. Now, his delusional, brain-dead fans still think he has hope. I don't think he has hope at all. Unless they just put
You think he'll get off easy? You get an easy 15 with parole
on that jury and just have him just get him off scot-free?
Damn.
That's the only way.
Happen. Here's my judgment. Based on all of the warrants and all we have for the affidavits and all the evidence we've gotten from the actual government, I think Chud's self-defense argument is likely to lose. I also think that a jury of normal people, even conservative people in conservative Tennessee, most normal people that are not internet brained are going to look at this and say,
Jamal, literally, you're going to be on this next since you kind of racist and you say the hard R a lot. You're going to be on this shit too. It's just not going to be called Chud the Builder. It's going to be called Jamal de Pendejo, the bicho mamao. Desgraciado coñazo, que lo que, mani, el alfa, tegere. It's going to be that. The Guatemala exposer. The Palomo. The Bailando killer. The mamajuevito. Sucia. Puerco sucio. Did I say that right?
Chud, you went beyond what was reasonable. The force you used.
Jamal, you getting on Forza with us?
Reason. His other actions while live streaming also deserve jail time. You have to look at the totality of what he is doing, going into private businesses and trying to tell them what to do.
He's done
what they do.
He's done.
Disorderly.
Jamal, please.
All these
you don't got it.
Punishment because
sell a fucking speaker.
People will come out and copycat these things.
That sounds mad fucking racist. I said sell a speaker. It's about Forza. For those that don't know, Jamal's Dominican, yo. Please, that shit sounded mad fucking racist. Oh my god. I'm sorry, Jamal. I apologize, bro. You know what the fuck I meant. Come on, bro.
People will see these actions, see the virality, see
He's
the
Dominican,
news,
y'all,
and they will try to be the next Johnny Somali, Chud the Builder, etc. They will do these things absolutely. And if there is not a harsh punishment for nuisance streamers, there's going to be an infinite amount of copycats tomorrow. And part of the law is
Chat, would y'all want Chud to go to jail for 10 years U.S. or 5 years in the Philippines?
Chud definitely needs some prison time in this case. The other factor I'll point in at the end here is his bail was set at $1.25 million, and he did have an absolute hilarious reaction.
I say that because in the Philippines, hard labor different. They make you pick up all those cinder blocks to help build shit. They don't play that shit. 20 years in Russian gulag? Oh, yeah. They're going to put 40 dildos in them to have spiked chemicals in it. Because they be creating some crazy shit over there. You said, yo, what up, Drew? You said the Philippines is sweet compared to the U.S.? No. It's the exact opposite. The U.S. is sweet. Oh my God, the U.S. is sweet.
Reaction to that.
You will hear all of this, right? You will hear all of this evidence, all of this. And then the Chud sickle fans, right? The dweebs, they would come on social media and act like they can somehow save Chud. I've seen a space with the other racists, right? And Alex Rosen. He starts telling people, hey, man, if y'all was watching the Chud live stream, y'all please come forward and tell the police what you heard. As if the police don't got footage and video of everything already. These folks really think they can save Chud. Chud is over. He's done. Finado, over.
Have to get together and get this guy out of jail for real. Like, to do it by telling the truth, do it by contributing a little bit. But, man, I'm serious. Pro, if y'all saw that live stream, write a statement to his lawyer and come testify against this. Like, you know, do this lawfully, but man, come on, guys. With that person,
they act like it's a fucking Call of Duty lobby. Let's report him, dude. He was hacking, bro. Just report him, bitch. It's in court. They got all the footage. They got Ring cameras and footage from different spots that caught him in different angles. Yo, some of the YTs are so fucking slow as people on earth. Them racist motherfuckers. They some of the most fucking slowest people on this motherfucking earth. Losing their favorite community, Twink. That's why they're trying to get him out. They're losing their sauce. You got Erica Kirk bugging the fuck out. She wearing hats and shit looking like Eminem. You know the little hat that he be wearing now? That shit look nuts.
Person should not have any victory party, bro. I will literally prioritize.
Wait, only reason why I think about tolerating this motherfucker is because he be catching predators? Wait, Chud the Builder? No, Chud the Builder don't catch predators. You talk about Chud? Chud the Builder? Why did it have to be dildos though for Russia? It's Russia that come with spiky chemical dildos. Russia nuts.
Or even catching the pedos, because that pissed me off.
Oh yeah, the guy speaking, isn't it that white dude that be catching pedophiles?
Off, man.
Well, Alex, I mean, I think you of all people have seen how bad the justice system can fail. Like we've seen literal chomos with like 4K evidence just walk free because of a lazy piece of garbage cop. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Because they don't want to write a report. So
yeah, he exposed EDP with the cupcake.
It's laziness.
Oh no, in this case, it's the opposite. It's just outright, I don't know, treason to like, disregard the Constitution. But
do the minimum thing you need to do to keep your job. You know how many
y'all cannot get this man out the nonsense he's in, bruh. It's over with. It's done.
Treason is
sorry, Benado. Okay, y'all let me know in the comment section. What do you guys think about this, man? All right, how do y'all feel about Chud?
Yeah, nah, this shit is bad, bro. This shit is bad, and I hope it gets worse for Chud. Deadass. I hope he goes to jail for a long time, and I hope it inspires the next set of fucking weird motherfuckers to go outside and get caught too. I can't wait for y'all to get caught. This dude, what's his name? Vitali. He said what happened when he was locked up in the Philippines. He said hard labor was the most craziest shit he ever had to deal with. He said he don't even know what they don't know what the fuck they talking about, bro. Nah, they don't.